Hey there, comic book fans. Another early morning haul to show you. No cricket in the corner of the room this week, though, so it's nice and quiet. Had a big week at the comic shop. Got 12 comics, all from my pull list. Well, really 10 comics and 2 cover books, but I'll show you those in a second. Plus, I got a book off of Amazon, which I pre-ordered. But first, we'll start with my museum top of the printer covers. I picked a couple of heads. We got Machine Man from, I don't think Herb Trimpe had anything to do with this cover. I think it was a Barry Windsor Smith, because the insides are Herb Trimpe inked by Barry Windsor Smith. And I believe Windsor Smith did the covers. And it's just there's like 4 covers in the miniseries. And what is this, issue number 3? Issue number 2. And the covers are all Machine Man's head being built. And then we've got a Wicked and Divine cover. What number is this? I understand, issue 2? Way down, it's Ghosted Way Down the Body by Jamie McKelvey. And this is 10 years old now, this Wicked and the Divine. And this is from 84. Yeah, so 2014, 84. These two are 30 years apart. That was my theme for the week. Let's see, the book I got, Drafted by Rick Parker. And it's about him. There's a whole description in the back about him being drafted and going to boot camp during the Vietnam era. And I know Rick from back in my Marvel days. He's a longtime letterer and the cartoonist. I think he did 60. He drew 60 issues of Beavis and Butthead back in the 90s. So that's where you might know him from. His name is in a lot of comics. But Candidate Zilch. But he's been working on this for a while. I've been, following along with him. He would occasionally post pages on Facebook. So I've read a few pages of this on Facebook over the years. He's been working on it. And it's finally out. So I look forward to reading this one. Then let's see the pile of comics I got. Like I said, I don't think I picked up anything off the shelf. I think it was all from my pull list. We've got Helen of Windhorn in number 5 of 6. Yes, there she is with her magic axe. Some terrific artwork in this one. By, I don't know how to say her name, even though Paolo tells me every month how to say her name. Bilquez Evely. Tom King is writing this one. It's been a fun read. Fantasy sort of thing. About this woman and her grandfather and the governess, and the woman goes off with her grandfather into these magical worlds. Then what else we have? Silicon Bandits, issue number 4. I don't know if this is the last issue or not. Let's quickly glance at the last page and the end. So this is the last issue of Silicon Bandits. That's why I always like when they put a to be continued or the end at the end. So I know. This one's been fun. Sort of a sci-fi-ish story about these AI robots who these 2 people invent for this big company. Then the company fires them, and because they have the robots do their job, and then they decide to pull off a heist to get even with the company. And of course things don't go as they should. And who's this one by? Story by Jason Starr, art by Dalibor Talajic, which I probably pronounced his name wrong too. But more good stuff. Then we've got Saga 69. So look what position they're in on the cover. When I saw issue 69 was coming out, I'm like, ooh, because, there's often adult content in Saga. So I was like, ooh, I wonder if they're going to do some adult content for issue number 69. And they do it right on the cover. Those clever Saga people. Now what else do we have? Rogue Sun, issue number 22. I think last I remember about Rogue Sun, he was cleaning up some of the villains that escaped from their prison. Oh, and it's Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan are our Saga creators. I forgot to say that. And these the creators are two writers, Nick Cotton and Ryan Parrott. Bruno Frenda is the artist, Natalia Marquet is the colorist, Becca Carey is the letterer. Yeah, this is a Bruno Frenda, the artist. That's not the regular artist. I think they're doing a story arc with this new artist, and then the regular artist is coming back. I think that's how that's running. What else do we have? Rifters, number 4. So again, I have no idea if this is continuing or mini, but I don't think it's near its end. They're time travel cops. The first issue was a lot of fun. It's been fun after. Their notion of time travel is people just mess up time travel. They're just people out there doing time travel, just messing things up, and they're trying to straighten things out. That's our sort of story. Enjoyable. Who's this one? By writer, once again, 2 writers. Brian Posehn and Joe Trauman. Chris Johnson is the artist. Mark Englert is the colorist. And Joe Sabino is the letterer. Well, I'm a little slow in my talking this morning. I think I'm still groggy from sleep. Then we've got Plastic, Death and Dolls, issue number 4. I think these usually go 5. About a serial killer, and who's doing this one? Story, Doug Wagner, Daniel Hilliard, art and cover. Michelle Madsen is the color, and Ed Dukeshire is the letters. This is the one about our serial killer who ran into some criminals last issue, so I think he's going to be taking the criminals out. Despite that, he's taking other people out too, because he's this freaking serial killer. And he starred in one other series which I never got, called Plastic. Which I'll have to track down one of these days. I mean, it's in trade form, so I can always get it. But that one was fun. Then we've got this one, Hell's Half Acre, issue number 1. Been buying quite a few of these Magma ones. Oh, look, there's a description on the back. Life is changing fast in 1904 Nashville, but the sins of the past live free in a place called Hell's Half Acre, where you can find gambling, sex, most any other debauchery ever dreamed. Okay, so there we go. There's Hell's Half Acre. Probably the art in this the preview art caught my eye or something, so I decided to put it on my pull list, at least the first issue on my pull list. Pretty interesting art there. Being very conservative with the trim area. And yeah, some nice art. A lot of white space around the top and side. We'll see who's this one. This is written by Denton J. Tipton. Art by Jack Jadson, Jadson. Additional inks by Andre Siderfow. Colors by Marcio Frere and Friber Guerra. All these names I can't pronounce well, especially this early in the morning when I'm this groggy. I wonder if this was printed somewhere else. Then we've got Feral issue from the creator of Stray Dogs. Feral issue number 6. I wonder if this is the last. Let's do a quick, see if there's a... I have to do this without looking at the last page. I just have to look down the bottom. End chapter 6. So maybe they're taking a break and then bringing it back. This is the one that's like a zombie story for animals because rabies has taken over everybody, and these house cats were in the middle of being transported in got loose when the car crashed, so now they're out in the world with the humans all trying to kill the rabid animals, and they're just killing every animal they can come across because they don't know which one's rabid, and them trying to avoid the rabid animals, these house cats. And writer is Tony Fleece, art by Trish Faulkner and Tone Rodriguez, color by Brad Simpson. Doesn't have a letterer's credit, so I'm not sure who the letterer is. But there's everybody in this one. This one's been fun. Feral is one of the most gut-wrenching books you'll read, and yet the most impressive quality is how the series is able to convey a sense of warmth and hope amidst all the death and chaos. That's by Matthew Aguilar, comicbook.com. But that one's been good. I guess maybe they're taking a break after 6 issues because they haven't done anything really continuing with their dog stories. Then we've got Creepshow Volume 3, issue number 1. I've enjoyed the Creepshows Volume 1 and 2. I especially like the covers on them. I think they're good. Let's see. There's usually 2 10-page stories in it, or 12-page, however long they are. Letter Trip, Chip Zdarsky, writer. Kagan McLeod, artist, and Patrick Brousseau, letterer. Scrimshaw, James Stokoe, writer, artist, and letterer. So here's some Kagan McLeod art there. And some James Stokoe art in the back. Like this has been a good horror anthology, so I've liked it. And then here's one, Babs, that I wasn't sure I was getting because somebody in my Friday night show asked, it's like, I thought you liked Babs. How come you didn't get it? So I guess this came out last week, but it didn't hit my shop until this week. This is Garth Ennis and Jason Burrows. I've bought a few series that they've done recently, and this one is sort of a barbarian. So look, there's our wraparound. A barbarian story. It's not quite a wraparound. It's with and without logo, I guess. I guess it's like a barbarian story with a dark comedy tint. But I liked the first issue, and I've liked the work these two have done together. So I figured I'd jump on this one. I've enjoyed it. And here is the... I wasn't actually expecting to get these to come out this week because they weren't on. Every week I get an email that tells me what comics are at the comic shop for me. And I had pre-ordered these. These are distillery books, but they're cover galleries. We got Gone cover gallery and Somna cover gallery. And I got these just because I love comic book covers. And I was like, if they put out a book of comic book covers, I usually get it. And here's like an actual, I guess, comic of... So, oh boy, that's shiny. This is a collection of all the covers from Somna because it had so many alternate covers. So here's a book of just the covers. It's an art book. So I figured, but I pre-ordered these, and matter of fact, I pre-ordered them a week apart. And they didn't say they were showing up. I think what are they? $10 per book. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick these up. Just a couple of books full of covers. Good stuff. All right, let me show you my cover of the week. What do I got going on back here? We got Dreams of Things 247. Our long-necked woman. She's got some kind of braided neck. I draw pyramids in the backgrounds of a lot of things. Pyramids are good shape and a good object, thanks to those pyramids of Giza especially. Though I like those South American... I like to draw some of those flat-topped South American Aztec pyramids, too. There she is with her strange glasses on. And a mod man next to her. I like the way this came out. Pillars of purple on either side of her. That is a long neck. All right. Oh, deer just ran by outside my window. He's still staying. There's a deer eating the grass in my front yard. All right. There's some comics, a little bit of art. You guys have a good week out there.